So my name is Uchi, and I work at Coil, and I'm also the founder and CEO of Chimoney. So I am Nigerian, and I live in Canada. So, but as part of my role, I travel a lot around the world to do talks like this and also to meet developers. And one thing we cannot agree on is that moving money is hard, especially when we're moving it internationally, right? I mean, if you've tried to move money around the world, you realize that it's really hard to move money from one country to the other. But if you're doing it within the US, it's pretty easy, or within Canada, or within a specific country, it's really easy. And that's why I'm really excited about this talk, because this talk combines a lot of things that I'm passionate about. That's financial inclusion, payments, Web3, and also it draws from my experience growing up in Nigeria. So, I mean, this is how it feels when you're trying to send payments internationally. I don't know if they give. Okay, so we're supposed to be on the second slide now, but let me try. Okay, yeah. So this is how it feels when you are trying to do an international payment, right? It's very stressful. So imagine trying to send $1,000 to 50 employees located in 10 different countries, right? I tried this in 2020. I was trying to send $1,000 to 100 people located in 10 different countries as part of a hackathon that I organized. And to do that, I mean, I had to spend so much time asking for the bank account details of everyone. I had to know what currency each person preferred, and it's just a pain to do. And I also paid high fees to send this payment. I mean, I know most of you might not encounter this problem, but it's a problem that lots of organizations face today, especially organizations that have a global employee workforce or a global community. And that's why Chimoney, our vision or our mission is to unlock economic potential for everyone. So we're going to see how we do that in a bit. But I want to ask you a question. So when you look at these logos, what would you say is common among these three logos? It's a rhetorical question. Something that is common is that most of them have a global community of developers, of students, and of employees. And something else that is common is that all of these organizations actually use Chimoney to send payments to thousands of people around the world. And you might ask, how did they do that? So let's see how they do that. So this is how Chimoney works, or at least one of Chimoney's products. It's called Chipay. It lets you send payments to emails, and it gives the beneficiaries the option to pick how they want to cash out. So take, for example, we're in this conference right now, and I want to send everyone $100, right? If I was to do it the traditional way, I first have to ask what country you're based in or what currency you want to accept. But with Chimoney, I don't need to do that, right? The conference organizers already have everyone's emails, and using the Chimoney platform, they just need to send those payments to those emails, and you receive a notification that you have $100, and then, depending on your country, you can pick how you want to cash out that fund. So Chimoney has been able to integrate to different payment trails and different options. So if you're in Kenya, for example, you can cash out to your Mpesa wallet. If you're in Canada, you can cash out via Interac. If you're in the US, you can cash out via gift card or cash out to your bank account. And that's the power of what we've been able to build at Chimoney. So basically, this is how it works. It's just an animation that shows how the Chipay product works. But I know that as you watch this, as I'm giving this talk, you might be wondering, like, how does all of this even relate to interledger? And you're going to see that in a bit. So the process is pretty simple. So you send it to an email or to a phone number or to Twitter, enter the amount, enter all of the details of the beneficiaries, and then instantly they get a notification that they've received some payments, and that's all. They basically are able to cash out those payments. And this is what I was talking about, right? You are wondering how all of this relates to interledger. So for us to answer this question, we're going to kind of look at how the Chimoney infrastructure is structured. I know it's kind of a lot of things going on in that picture, but we're going to take it kind of we're going to take it part by part. So let's start from the top part, which are the services. So the way we built Chimoney is that we built Chimoney into services. So there are two kinds of services. They are the off-ramp service and then the on-ramp service. So think of the on-ramp service as the off-ramp service as like payout or cash out service. So each of those services are modular, they are stackable, and they are portable. So we're able to add new services to the Chimoney stack to basically expand the capabilities and ways that we can pay out funds to. So like if someone was in Kenya, for example, they can cash out to Mpesa. If someone was in the US, they can cash out to their bank account. If they were in Nigeria, they can cash out to their bank account. If they were in India, they can cash out to their UPI number, basically. So all of these different services are just things that can be added or removed to the Chimoney stack. That's also the same with the on-ramp services. The on-ramp services are just ways to move money onto the Chimoney system and allow organizations to do payouts. So for example, if Google was going to do payouts to their thousands of Google developer groups, they can send Chimoney that money as a bank wire, and then Chimoney handles the process of allowing users to cash out to one of the off-ramp rails that we already built. So this is like a picture that I took from the code base. So these are like services that are already live now. So for the on-ramp service, you can on-ramp to Chimoney with multiple crypto. You can on-ramp through bank. You can on-ramp through like a Chimoney wallet if you already have an account with Chimoney. And for the cash out services, we have a couple of options, and it's growing. But something exciting that's happening is that in the next few months, you'll be able to cash out or spend on Chimoney on like Shopify stores and also Amazon. So basically bringing e-commerce to this infrastructure that we're building. So that's very exciting for us. But in the middle of all this, what really makes everything work at Chimoney is something called Connect by Chimoney, or Chi Connect. So Chi Connect is just an API layer that connects all of the different services that Chimoney has. So Chi Connect allows apps, wallets, bots, and other clients to offer off-ramp and on-ramp capabilities with just a few lines of code. And the last piece of all of these are the product side of things. Notice that there are some products that are already built by Chimoney itself. So the first one is Chipay, which is what I described before, a product that lets you send a bulk disbursement, and that's what Google, Microsoft, Andela, Dev Nations, and all of the other companies that work with us, that's what they use. And this is powered by the Chimoney services and also the Chimoney Chi Connect API. Okay, and then this is how Chipay works. Basically, Chipay is a client. It connects to Chi Connect, and from Chipay, an API call is made to initiate a payment, and that payment is funded either via a bank wire, and then when users get a notification, they are able to pick how they want to cash out, and that cash out is through one of the services that we already integrated with. And finally, let's talk about something that I think it's even more interesting for this audience. So this is the second product, which also is powered by Chi Connect. So it's called Chi Spend. So Chi Spend unlocks real-world value for tokens via an embeddable dApp in wallets and ecosystems. So what that simply means is that Chi Spend is a way for people to spend their tokens on real-world products and services. So currently, it is live on some wallets, on Valora wallets, and also you can spend your tokens on the Binance Smart Chain or Polygon ecosystem. If you have some wallets, if you open it, you see Chi Spend on there, and you can open it and buy a gift card. If you have a Valora wallet, you can also do the same. So all of the off-ramp services I showed you are integrated to this Chi Spend experience, And the beauty of it is that this can be embedded into any app itself. So I'm going to show how that works in a bit in my demo to see how easy it is for a developer to basically integrate this into their wallet. So let's move on to the demo. So we're going to switch context a bit and just show you how easy it is for a developer to integrate with the Chispend experience. So we're going to switch to the demo screen to my laptop. Okay, so this is the Chimoney API, and I'm going to try and make just one API call from here. Sorry. Okay, I think it's steady now. Okay, so there are lots of things I can do with this API, but for now, let's focus in on the payout section. So on this payout section, notice that I'm able to send instant payout or remittance to bank accounts. I can send gift cards. I can send mobile money to multiple countries. I'm able to send airtime. Airtime is just like prepaid phone cards to multiple countries also. But what we want to do in this case is we're going to initiate a Chimoney transaction. Basically, what this is I'm initiating a flexible payment that can be cashed out to any of the options that Chimoney already supports. And all I need to do is to enter the value I want to send. Notice that I'm able to send different transactions to multiple people in one API call. So it's a list. So I'm going to send $10. I'll send it to myself. And I'm going to enable the ability for users to pay with some wallet. I'm also going to enable the ability for users to pay with interledger, assuming that has been implemented. But let's assume it's already implemented. But I'm going to enable those two options. And I'll call the Chi-Connect API, and in a few seconds or maybe minutes, that transaction will be initiated on the Chimoney side of things. And let me see if I can increase my screen size. Okay, so I have increased my screen size, and let's focus on this bottom section here. Notice that this transaction can be cashed out to any of these options. It can be cashed out to a virtual card like a MasterCard, it can be cashed out to mobile money, it can be cashed out to bank, to gift cards, and also to digital currencies. These are the different off-ramp options that I'm enabling as part of this transaction. But it's currently unpaid, right? I just initiated this transaction. But the flexibility of this is that it gives me many ways to fund this transaction. So the first way I'm going to show is how to fund it with some wallet, right? So I just have to copy this link here. So when I copy that and I open it on a new tab, you'll notice that it shows me a way to pay for that $10 within my crypto wallet. So I just need to scan this and it makes the payment for me. And then the other way, which is more interesting, is the interledger side of things, interledger payment side of things. So what we're doing here is that we're using the Open Payment API, and once everything is ready, we would work with Finboss and the Rafiki team to basically integrate Open Payment to this, so that there will be a link or a payment pointer that this payment can be sent to, and instantly this transaction is funded. And then the third option is I can pay for this transaction with my Chimoney balance. So assuming that a company wants to send $10 to 50 people, they just need to initiate it with an API, and then they get to this link. I'm going to switch the account I want to pay from to just the Chimoney thing. Sorry, the styles are kind of messed up. So, okay, I'll switch it to that org, and notice that when I say pay from wallet, it's going to make that payment from my Chimoney wallet. And instantly, there will be an email sent to my email because that's the email I entered. So it tells me that I've got Chimoney here, right? So notice that I was sent 0 seconds ago. And then I can redeem or cash out that transaction to one of the options that are supported, right? So I can cash this out to mobile money in all of these countries. Let me try something. I can cash it out to mobile money. I can cash it out to gift cards. I can cash it out to crypto if I wanted. But in this case, I'm going to just cash it out to, let's try the gift card options. So if I go to the US, it's going to show a couple of gift card options that I can redeem this to. But I'll just close that and do the Nigerian bank cash out option. So I'll select the bank here, I'll enter an account number, and then I'll verify if that account is valid. So this kind of looks at the Nigerian interbank settlement system and tries to verify this bank account that I entered. It tells me that the account is valid, it's owned by me. And when I click on redeem, it should send that money to me instantly. So that fund has been sent to me, and I will get a notification on my phone telling me that this Chimoney or this amount has been redeemed. So it tells me that this amount has been redeemed, and then in my bank account I also get some funds in local currency. So it doesn't matter, like the funds is sent in local currency to whatever country I'm sending these funds to. And I think that's the power of what we've been able to build at Chimoney. So that's just one of the ways that Chimoney works, but there are lots of ways and coverage. So if we look at the map, we can see that across multiple countries, Chimoney is supported, or multiple options are supported. So let's take, for example, Canada. This map just plots the reach of Chimoney. It plots for each country. It shows us what options that we support in that country. So for example, in the US, we support wallets, virtual cards, and all of these products. But if we go back to somewhere in Africa, let's say Ghana, for example, we support mobile money, right? Airtime and internet, we support all Ghanaian banks. We support products and services. We also support digital currency. So if someone receives $20 from the Chimoney platform, they should be able to cash it out to any of these options that we support. So that's it for the demo. We're going to switch back to this slide to kind of talk more about how all of this fits into the interledger ecosystem and opportunities for unlocking utility or even expanding the value of interledger. So we'll switch back to the slides, please. We'll switch back from my laptop to the slides. Okay, thank you. Okay, so I know you've been wondering how does all of this work with interledger. I have kind of mentioned some of them before, but the first one is definitely a pay with interledger feature, which is something that was in the previous slide before. So the ability for anyone to make a payment or a remittance by paying from an interledger wallet, which gives them access to any of the rails or any of the cash out options that I showed before. And then the third one is being able to cash out to an interledger wallet. Recall that I mentioned like a couple of on-ramp rails that let you move money into Chimoney. So from banks from crypto and all of that. So once we integrate with open payments or interledger, we should be able to do from Chimoney to an interledger wallet. And then the third option, of course, is letting people to directly call the Chimoney API. So like an interledger wallet, for example, can call the Chimoney API to offer either off-ramp or on-ramp services. And this is kind of something that we'd like to see. So there's already integration with some app. There's integration with Valora in the Celo ecosystem. On MetaMask Mobile, you can use Chispend on the Binance Smart Chain and Polygon ecosystem. I think there's an opportunity for an interledger-enabled wallet to also integrate with Chispend to enable users to pay for those products and services from their interledger balance. That's something that I would like to see, and we would like to work with anyone that wants to build something like this. Or we don't see ourselves building a wallet, but anyone that wants to build something like this would definitely like to exploit. So in summary, we really want to bring interledger to everyone in on-ramp and off-ramp services, in wallets and in apps, and also to connect different rails, networks, and protocol. I truly want us to make interledger work in all countries so that we will unlock global adoption and also promote financial inclusion and ultimately unlock economic potential for everyone, which is the focus or mission of Chimoney. Thank you. So I'll take questions now, please.
Come on, don't be shy. Who has a question for Uchi? Yes.
Yeah, Travis.
Step on.
Hey, Chief. Very, very cool. I was actually really curious, what happens if I get an email and you send me a payment and I don't cash it out? Like, it just sits there, I mark it as unread, and I don't read it for a year.
Yeah, for sure. So the funds will be returned to the original person that sent it to you. So the original wallet would get the funds back. Yeah, so it's returned to them.
And then how do you handle like fees? Like if I put $1,000 in, I want to send everybody $10, do I end up paying the fee or does the person receiving the funds pay it?
Yeah, so there are two business models with Chimoney. And the first one for the Chipay product is a monthly subscription fee, which is up to $4,999 per month for the businesses that use our services. And for that particular fee, they pay 0.2% transaction fee to cash out. And they pay 0.2%, but for those that want a free service, the fees are up to 4.9%. So there are different levels starting at 0 to $4,999 per month. But the sweet spot is $989 per month at 0.9% fee. And that's what we're seeing people are going with.
Any more questions for Uchi? Don't be shy. Yes, please step up to my microphone.
How do you handle your KYBs basically? Because there will be huge chance of financial crime involving on transferring a lot of money to unknown people, right? So how do you deal with your businesses doing your KYC checks or stuff?
Awesome, yeah, thank you so much for asking that. So when we started Chimoney originally, we used to let individuals on board the platform. So anyone could log into the platform, go through a process, and start sending Chimoney to a group. But we realized that that comes with a lot of loopholes for fraud, where people are using stolen cards to make payments, fund transactions, and stuff like that. So we decided to kind of close it down. So for now, Chimoney, or the ability to send those bulk payouts via Chipay, is fully B2B. So we verify each and every business that is on the Chimoney platform. And with the way we structured it, we don't need we don't need like 5,000 businesses to be on the platform for Chimoney to be successful, right? Because if 50 businesses are paying between $989 to $1,700 a month, which is the second plan, that's already $1 million a year business just from subscription fee. And then there's also revenue from transaction fees and also revenues from FX and other avenues. So to answer your question directly, we're not letting individuals on board, and also for businesses, we verify them, and they also have to kind of go through a couple of calls with sales team and then our compliance team before they can get onboarded to our platform. And then, I mean, if your question is related to KYB for the Chispend product, which is the ability for people to off-ramp from crypto, in that one, we're treating it as a fully P2P kind of process. The funds are not coming from their bank account, they're coming from their crypto wallets. And they're able to off-ramp up to a certain level. So someone is not able to cash out $10,000 to the bank account from crypto, but there's a certain level that we've set for them to be able to cash out with the Chispend product.